Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the fourth cup of coffee. I forgot how to have fun, and it cost me my joy, and I want to talk about that today. This past year has been a journey for me to try to learn how to have fun and do things for myself that aren't just for productivity's sake. I don't know if anyone else can relate to this, but I got to a stage where I genuinely couldn't remember the last time that I did something just for me. And sure, I could have argued that all of the things that I was doing were for future me and to build my life but actually it was always for an outcome for someone else. It was never, and it was never for me. And the difference in doing something for you and for doing, and between doing something for you and doing something for someone else is, I think, production or to produce is so markedly different from creation. Creating is for you, it comes from within, and you don't necessarily tie it to outcome then and there. You're doing it because you genuinely love and enjoy it, and it brings you a sense of joy, authenticity. You like the process, you fall in love with the process, whereas producing is you take the humanity out of it and it's just robotic. Get things done. We are focused on output. We are focused on how much you can do in the least amount of time. Tiredness, your own sense of well-being doesn't even come into it. It's just produce, produce, produce. And I think in society today, this is what is respected. Like, this is what is coveted. This is, people are obsessed with productivity hacks. How do I get more done? And like with this whole new AI stuff, it's like, oh my God, I can do everything so much faster and blah, 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 blah. But I think, I don't know, for me, I completely by doing things, by being so production focused, or how much productivity focused, sorry, by being like that so much, I completely forgot how to have fun, to the point where resting on a Saturday or a Sunday, I just couldn't do it anymore. I was racked with guilt over sitting still and not doing something with my day. Imagine that. Like, even rest needed a justification. Rest needed a reason. What am I using this time for? Time cannot be useless. It has to be tied to output or an outcome and something measurable, a measurable metric. And without knowing it, I had turned my normal life, even my own time, into measurable KPIs. I might as well have had a dashboard for it, because what the hell? I had optimized to the point where I felt like a robot. And it clearly didn't work for me, because I would then wonder why I felt so depressed, why I felt so unfulfilled, why this produce didn't give me this sense of long-term fulfillment. Like, yes, productivity might give you that quick dopamine hit when you get something done and you can tick it off your list, but does it give you a sense of joy? No, because then it's going to go and you're on to the next dopamine hit and the next and the next and the next. And the problem with this is that it's not sustainable. And before you know it, you're not doing anything for you. You're doing everything just for output. So you're not a robot. You're a human being. We need, I'm a firm believer, we need to have fun. And I forgot how to have fun completely, to the point where I told you, I think I speak a bit about it in one of my other videos, but I moved abroad for work, and work slowed down to like 50% of the pace that I used to go at, okay? And I thought, at first, I am going to love this. I'm going to absolutely love this. Like, it's going to be so nice. I'm going to relax. I hated it in the beginning. I could not get used to it. I felt like the shoe was about to drop. I was used to thriving in chaos. Where is my chaos? Like, what do I do with all this free time? I felt so guilty if I didn't make the most out of my day. I couldn't live. And then I'd get into this paralysis state where there were so many things that I wanted to do, but I also wanted to relax, and I didn't know what to do with this time because I wasn't used to having time just for me. There was nothing I had to do for work necessarily. So I was just paralyzed. I was in this freeze state, right? It's interesting how you get so used to not having fun and tying everything to productivity that you actually forget how to live. Like how does one live? How does one take advantage of time that is not dedicated to a project or to a task? What do you do with it? And I thought, okay, so what do I want to do? It's like I hadn't asked myself that question in years. So how the heck was I supposed to know what to do? I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what I enjoyed. I'd fallen so out of touch with this notion. And I'm still recovering from this, by the way. I'm still figuring that out. But if this relates to you in any way, or if this resonates with you, I've been there. I'm still there. I'm still there. I'm still learning. This is literally what this channel is also about for me. It's like finding things that I like to talk about and I like to do, and finding myself again, really like just doing something that's not that tied to outcome. You're like, yes, I would like to use this channel to free myself financially and everything. Of course, like that's not a big secret. However, I also want to enjoy it. Like I also want to like what I'm talking about. I don't want to start talking about random shit that I don't enjoy and I'm performing for whoever else is on the other side. Like, yes, if somebody can get value from it, that's great, but ultimately it has to be true to me first. And so, anyway, where was I going? I go on so many little tangents sometimes. So yeah, I didn't know what I enjoyed anymore. I fell so out of touch with it. If you don't, it's like a muscle, and I think you lose it if you don't use it. Like, I forgot how to have fun. I didn't know what I enjoyed. I didn't know how to spend a day. Like one free day, it would freak me out. I would get decision paralysis. I'd literally be, and then I'd end up spending 3-4 hours just going, having coffee back here. I couldn't decide if I wanted to cook or if I wanted to do something else. Or if I had been so used to my time being dictated by other people that when it came to the freedom to dictate my own time or to spend my time how I wanted to, when I had that authority, when I had that autonomy over my own time, it was like I didn't know what to do with it. I was just used to chaos and reacting to things and deadlines. And, once everything's planned for you so much, you barely have any time for yourself. So when you finally do, you're like, oh, great, I can just watch a TV show or something. You don't have to think too much about it. You don't have to give your day structure because everything else is giving you so much structure. But if you think about that, right, that literally is taking away all of your authority, and it's already dedicated, like 90% of your day is already dedicated to things you have to do. So when it comes to things that you want to do, you're less in touch with those because all you're thinking about for 90% of your days, how am I going to get the things that I need to do done? And then I can relax, and that is another really toxic messaging that came about for me, is that I had to earn relaxation. Everything that I did, like for myself, I had to earn it. So I couldn't just give myself time to relax and rest without feeling guilty, because I had to earn that by being productive first, by doing something first. Otherwise, I don't know what, I'm a lazy person, or I'm not doing enough, or I've wasted the day. There's no such thing as wasting the day. Like, rest is enough on its own. But this is genuinely how I felt. This is genuinely the problem, I think, with today's culture. It's like we really put productivity on a pedestal and we forget how to live like human beings. It's crazy. And so, yeah, I'd be like in this free state. I wouldn't know how to spend my day. And it took me so much time to learn how to have fun again. Imagine, right? Like, when I was younger, and I would implore everyone to do this exercise as well. Think about when you were younger and the things that you genuinely liked or enjoyed doing, and think about whether you can actually do them now. Do you look at those activities now and think, that's pointless, that's not going to lead to anything? What am I going to get out of that? That's not productive to me, that's not useful to me, that's not tied to any outcome that's going to help with either work or something external, right? If that's true, be careful, because you might have genuinely lost connection with that part, that child part of yourself, that playful part of yourself that knows how to have fun and live life to the fullest. Like, just be careful. And I would watch that, because for me, I used to love to read fiction. At one point of my life, I became obsessed with productivity and self-growth and all of this, and I still am, and I still think those things are great. They are helpful in life. Like, I still love like self-development books and things like that. But at one point it became, I no longer enjoyed reading for fun and getting lost in these stories and my own imagination. I started to see that as like really pointless, because again, my whole ethos changed once I got into this competitive world of work, and I started to just read like productivity books. Um which, like, I'm not saying weren't helpful for certain things I was doing in my life, but completely became about how do I what's the perfect word for this, optimization and skills that would help me in work, things like that, but nothing for joy, nothing for fun. I literally became incapable of doing anything for fun anymore. Like, what is fun? What is that? Like, I forgot what that was. I forgot what it felt like. And even if I tried to do it, I was blocked by this egoic part of myself that told me that if I did that, it wouldn't come in handy, and that I'd be disappointed because it wouldn't be useful to me. And to avoid that disappointment, don't do it in the first place. Really crazy how that comes about. But so now I'm trying to reconnect with that part of myself. And now those things that would bring me joy, I'm kind of blocked from doing, because I've spent so much of my life and so much of my habits have been formed around productivity, that I now need to rewire my whole brain and do hard things, which used to be easy things for me. Like, I mean, doing hard things as in doing things I enjoy and forcing myself to do it to teach my brain something new. So, like, going and doing sports again, I'm going to try and read fiction again. That's a personal one for me, because there's a lot of joy in fiction, but fiction is just stories and imagination. See, even when I think about it now, I'm like, why would I do that? Why do I want to do that? And that's a problem. Like, that is genuinely a problem. I've genuinely forgotten how to live my life. And then it was about, to be honest, my whole experience of moving abroad and taking a bit of not a step back at work, but I have more free time in general. For me, it's really been about learning how to enjoy myself again, learning how to rest without feeling guilty, do nothing without feeling guilty. Because to be honest, maybe like productivity can burn you out. And I think I have been burnt out for a while, to be honest. So I'm still working on that. But I just wanted to talk about this topic because I think it's so important. It's so important. But everyone thinks like, okay, if you just suddenly had all this spare time that you just know what to do with it. Not necessarily. If you've been living your life at 200 miles per hour, when it suddenly stops, sometimes you can chase the chaos again. Sometimes it's really difficult to know what to do with all this autonomy. You've not had it before. You've not had this authority over your own time. You've not had this agency, and so you need to learn how to hold space for that agency and manage your own feelings through it as well, and get used to having all this time. I think it's kind of like this abundance, right? Not money wise, but time wise. It's this new abundance that you've just come into, and if you don't know how to handle that energy or what to do with it, then it's going to be challenging for you, and you're going to have to get yourself used to it. But I think it's so important that we do. Because honestly, I don't know. I just think on my deathbed, I'm not going to be thinking, oh, I'm so proud of how many spreadsheets I completed or how many measurable KPIs I achieved last, whatever, 20 years. Like, I'm not going to be thinking of that. I'm going to be thinking of all the joyous moments, all the meaningful moments, all the fun I've had, all the amazing books I got wrapped into, and I genuinely was having like the best time, that really fed my soul. I think those are the things that make life worth living. And if you don't have that balance, it can get challenging. I don't think it's good for mental health. I think it's so great when you've got things that you do just because you enjoy them and just for fun, and they don't have to lead to anything. They don't have to go anywhere. It's just for you. It's just for you to enjoy the moment, enjoy the present, enjoy time. Stop, because I feel like so often we're wishing our lives away, right? We're like, oh, just get to the end of this week. This was me. Absolutely, this was me during like in previous years. I genuinely was like, oh, just get to next week. If I get to next week, then I can get to the next week. And I was wishing my life away, because let's be honest, the reason you do that is because your life is in some way miserable. And sorry to say, it's or difficult and unpleasant. So at least for me, I found like if I'm wishing my life away like that, then I'm going to wake up one day, I'm going to be 65 and we're like, what the heck? I've just been wishing to get to the next week and the next week. In order for what? In order to have fun? Why does that have a timeline and why can't I start having fun and enjoying myself right now? Like, so then I've had I'm not wishing my life away. I just can't wait until I do that thing I enjoy, and then I do it, and then I enjoy my life the whole way through, rather than thinking I need to earn that, do my 40 years and then retire, and then I can have a good time, and then I can have a good life. Like, no, why waste time like that? Your life is your own, and it's about getting some of that agency back, and yeah, not losing some of our humanity, I think, because creating is for you. Producing is for whoever else, other people, external things. You do it for money, you do it because your boss asks you to, you do it because expectations on you, blah, 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 blah. Creating something, whatever that is, even if it's reading a book and that's your imagination creating with the book and connecting. Creating and connecting are for you. Those are for you, and those are things you never should lose touch with, I think. That is a key part of being human. To me, it's so important. It's so important we don't stop learning how to be human, because so much of the world treats us like we're robots, and things that we're doing are so repetitive, boring. At least for me at work, they're boring. I know some people like repetitive things, and that's fine. Sometimes I do too, but it's the messaging that sometimes, especially to me, that was sent by being this, be ambitious, be this, be that. Yeah, that's fine, but that means I make that my whole world, and the danger in that is I forget how to actually live and have fun, and I lose touch with what my own voice of what I want to do, because I'm so caught up in someone else's vision and making their dreams come true in that corporation, that I just forget what I like to do, or how I like to have fun. And this is I just wanted to talk about that really quickly and just share that message. And if that feels like you, or that's resonated with you at all, try and get yourself used to having fun again, and learn what lights you up and what makes you want to have fun, and how, just do it for you, and try not to tie your worth to productivity. And if that has become you a little bit, then try to decondition yourself, try to decondition your mind, and work up that muscle again, and listen to your own voice again. Make that louder and louder. Listen carefully. If you don't hear it the first time, it's okay. Listen again, keep going. Try different things, even if they seem hard or they're not tied to an outcome. Just try and do hard things. Make that one of your goals. That's one of my goals this year, is I'm going to do hard things. And by hard things, my hard has become doing things with no outcome, because I somehow in my brain think that's pointless to do, but it's not pointless, and I know that. So I'm going to teach myself something new by doing it anyway. Even if I don't feel like it, even if I don't see utility in it, I'm just going to do it anyway and see what happens. And I've started doing that this year. So far, so good. It was challenging in the beginning. I'm still finding my way through, but it gets easier. It does get easier. And your life will be so much more fulfilling, I promise you. So yeah, here's to starting new things just for the sake of it, just for our own enjoyment, our own love of life, and creating something for you. Thank you so much for tuning in to the 4th cup of coffee again. I hope to see you again next time. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you resonated with it, and take care of yourselves. Bye bye.